So this is a bit tuber. Okay, so in this video, what I'm going to do is to show you the primaEd's provisional license application. Okay, so this is a web application. So I'm going to show you how you can navigate through our app and also show you some important features for our app just using your computer. Okay, so the first thing that you do here is to go to any browser. I use Safari. Okay, so this is Safari. And then on Safari, you just go here and then you write primaEd's. Okay, so if you already bought a membership or you're doing a free trial, then you'll be having this link available to you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to access this. And then this is our website. Okay, so the website, it involves some other things here, combined science and then maths, just because we host subject courses for O level. Okay. So what you want to do is to go to login here, and then you put the password and you put the email address here, and then you also put the password. Okay, so normally we have set those things for you. So I'm going to put this one right here. Okay, so demo copy, and then you can also tick this remember me, it's still fine. Okay, so now that you are here, what you do is to go to my courses. And then already, if you are enrolling for the provisional license course, then you'll be seeing that the course will be available. It will be available here. Okay, so this one is already completed, just because the person who is using this already completed their driving license application. Okay, so I'll tell you why I'm using this particular account. So once you're here, you realize that there is practice by section. So we have 4 sections here. We actually have 5 sections, sorry. So the 5 sections that we're having their own practice tests. These practice tests, you should be really careful with them. Why? Because they include the exact same questions that you encounter in your VID testing. Okay. So I'm going to come to junction rules right now and then just show you. Okay, so this is how everything will be looking like. This is your personal account. You use a personal account so that you keep track of your progress. Okay, so these are just nodes. Okay, so this is the junction is a place where 2 or more roads combine, and then they start explaining some of the essential features. You want to read this. Why? Because most of the explanations that we're using it will be using the same buzzwords that you'll be seeing here. So for example, this is a Y junction, this is a T junction, and then there's also a roundabout, just like that. And then there's also some jargon when you're writing your provisional license. Okay, some jargon meaning some specialized language. So for example, who has the right of way, who yields the right of way or gives the right of way. Okay, so you'll be just knowing the notes from here. Okay, so there's nothing special really. You're supposed to know how to know the left-hand side and the right-hand side of a car and all those features. Okay, and then also the rules. And we have something interesting here that you won't find in any applications. So we actually have illustrations of the cars moving. Okay, so this red cross here, it means that this is not allowed. Okay, so these are just illustrations. You get to know how the cars are actually moving. So this is fine. So what you do is you just go through it, and then you don't have to know necessarily everything. Okay, so once you're done, there are these videos here in which you can actually play. These videos, they are kind of low resolution. If you want, you can come here, and then you can adjust the quality of the video. Okay, so you can choose whatever quality that you want, and then you just watch through this video. These are problem walkthroughs. Okay, so again, the actual problems that you'll be encountering in VID for your test, those are the problems that you'll be encountering here. Okay, so this is a problem walkthrough, and then the instructor will take you through the problems and then explaining some of the issues there. And then sometimes it says pause and try it yourself. So you're supposed to just pause a little bit and then you try it yourself, especially after you've read the notes. If you want, you can read through the whole video, and then afterwards you rewatch the video and then just pause in between and then just attempt to work ahead of the teacher. So this is done in very simple English, There is not much that's required on your end. It's just you sitting through the video and then just being able to see. Okay, so you can put full screen here, and then you just watch your video in a focused mode, maybe using your earphones and all that. So we have about 4 here. So the videos, there haven't been any demand for them, because most people, what they do is that they just go to the exercises. Okay, so this is an exercise. It's a test. So you're supposed to answer these tests, these questions. Okay. So when you're answering these questions, the interesting thing is that it actually gives you the answer immediately. So which car has the right of way? Okay, so between B and C, if you have read the notes, that you actually know that B has the right of way. Okay, I won't explain why. You'd have to know a little bit later after doing the course. But then essentially it tells you that this is correct, and then it tells you the reason why this is correct. Okay. So which car gives the right of way? So the car which gives the right of way, it's actually A. But then here I'm going to choose B. Okay, just a throwaway answer. And then it will tell you that this is incorrect, and then it will correct you. Okay. So this is particularly useful. The instant feedback. It's particularly useful in teaching you all the concepts that are required, and also just giving you a punishment immediately, because this one is saying it's incorrect, so it's a punishment. And then what you realize is that if you don't score at least 9 out of these 10 questions here, then it won't allow you to proceed, so you'd have to retake the test. Okay, so which is something that we thought about, and we say that this would be useful, because we are preparing you for when all these questions, now these are just conjunction rules, when all these questions they're in one. Okay, so that's your VID test. So after completing the 10 questions, you just go to finish test here, and then it will compile the result for you immediately. Okay, so you'll be able to see this one here, it says 10%. This is the actual score that I did just now. Okay, just by scoring that one question. In some cases, you'll be asked whether you want to be included here. Okay, so these are some of the users that were using this. As you can see, Florence, I think she took the test 2 times. Because if you get 60%, then you can recheck so that you get 90 or 100%. That way you can proceed. Okay. So after doing this, and then you realize that your test score is kind of dismal, you say view questions, and then you start now to revise. Okay, I got this wrong. Why? It will be explaining to you. Okay, so junction rules, that's the first part. And then you also have road signs. That's your second part here, and then it will tell you insignia, and then it will explain to you the signs and everything, and then you just rake through it. And again, there will be some questions for you to answer. Again, the questions you have to answer correctly at least 88%, at least 90%. That way you'll be able to proceed to the next test. Okay, so the tests, they're actually at the bottom here. So these tests, again, they just like, now your VID questions, you have training wheels. Okay, so you'll be able to see your answer immediately and all that. And then after you rake through regulations and precautions, and then also traffic lights, and then also carriageway lines, after you do that, you find these ones. Now these are quizzes. Okay, so these quizzes, there's actually like 16. There is actually 16 of them. Okay, so these 16 quizzes here, they are the exact 16 test sets that you find in VID. Okay, so when you get to your VID, they will give you one of these. You actually don't know which one, just because the computer randomizes. Okay, so it just gives you one test at random. So you take one of these tests in your actual VID test. Okay, so it's important to rake through all of them, and then what you're looking for is 24, 25, 24, 25. Those are really cool marks to have. Okay, so if you practice with your quizzes, you find out that some of the things you won't be knowing, but then you'll be knowing just by seeing the answers and all that. And then after you get to quiz practice 16, then you can start on these mock tests. These are your final tests now. So it's as if you're taking the actual VID test. Okay, so if you start, you realize that this one is counting down from 15. So from 15 means 15 minutes. So you have 15 minutes to actually write this. Okay, so just imagine you're at your VID center. They will give you 15 minutes as well, I think, and you would have to rake through the whole test for that duration. And then if you get a score that's 23, 24, 25, that means that you have passed. Okay, so our application allows you to check these tests as many times as you can. And the wonderful thing is that this doesn't require so much data. I'm actually using Wi-Fi, but then even when you're using mobile data, it doesn't require that much data. And we think that maybe for the whole day, just doing, in between like that, maybe you might require maybe 30 megabytes or 50 megabytes. If you're watching the videos, then obviously that's a different case. But then essentially just taking the test, I promise you, you won't be able to use that much data. And then with the mock tests now, that's when we start to monitor your progress, because we can actually see your performance and everything. And then either myself or some of my boys and the others, my colleagues, you'll be able to, they'll contact you and then tell you, hey, you're doing well. And then these are some of the areas that you could use some practice on. And then you practice until you're perfect. And then when you're perfect, obviously, you just have to go and then register for your VID test. We don't give VID tests, but we prepare you for all the tests that VID gives. Okay, so it gives you those 16 tests. Sometimes you may have seen they may be available to you and all that. The difference is that this is actually a study companion. This is a new way of actually doing the learning and stuff. Okay, so I hope that because there were some people who were saying, okay, is it really a good application? I actually used this application myself. A few other friends have used the application, and then we have tens of people taking this application. Okay, so which is great. And we think that you'll be able to get some help from this. Okay, so we are an educational platform, but then we thought this would be something that could be useful to you as well. And we also have some colleges, some private colleges, taking this for their students. Okay, so the upper six, the Form 4s, the Form 5s, because we think that just knowing about road safety and all that, it can be really beneficial to ensure that our roads and our travel can be as safe as possible. Okay, so you may not have to drive a car or something like that in the immediate future, but then just knowing the rules sometimes it will alert you to, maybe the driver is driving recklessly, and then you just tell them politely that this is bad driving. Okay, you'll be able to identify that. So this is why we're doing it. If you want to do it for getting a car very soon, or you already drive or something like that, we think that this is the best way that's there available right now. Okay, so there'll be another video where I'll explain the same things, but then I'll explain using my mobile phone. Okay, so I'll show you how the application appears on a mobile phone. But then in terms of the web application, this is how it appears, and I hope that you're happy with this. Okay, so if you have any questions or you have anyone that you'd recommend this application for, then they can take the free trial with us. We're open to that. We don't actually want you to commit beforehand, just because this application is not for everyone. Okay, some people don't know how to learn online, which is quite fine. Okay, so we are looking for those people who are willing to just rake into what's modern and also just get their licenses as soon as possible. So this has been fun for me, and I hope that it's been fun for you as well. Maybe informative would be the correct way to say it. This has been Yuba. I will be one of your handlers. Okay, so if you want, you just contact us and then we'll hook you up with an account. It normally takes 3 days for some students to actually complete the whole course and then consider going to write their VID test. Okay, so all the best on your test, and all the best on your in your life in general. Okay, so this is Yuba. I'm out. Cheers.